Hey there, it's Dr. G back to talk to you about another important topic. Today we're going to talk about toxic relationships. A toxic relationship is one that makes you feel unsupported, misunderstood, demeaned, or attacked. A relationship is toxic when your well-being is threatened in some way, emotionally, psychologically, or even physically. Any relationship between people who don't support each other, where there's conflict and one seeks to undermine the other, where there's competition, where there's disrespect and a lack of cohesiveness. It's consistently unpleasant and draining for the people in it, to the point that negative moments outweigh and outnumber the positive ones. It's incredibly damaging to both participants in the relationship. It damages self-esteem and drains energy rather than contributing to your self-esteem and emotional energy. A toxic relationship is not a safe place. It's characterized by insecurity, self-centeredness, dominance, control, and sometimes even apathy. Toxic partners engage in controlling and manipulative behaviors on pretty much a daily basis. To the outside world, however, toxic partners often behave in an exemplary manner. So you might end up looking like you're crazy, right? Because people see them totally different outside the relationship. Love should never cost you your peace. It should never cost you your joy. It should never cost you your happiness. If there's more negative in the situation than positive, it's time for something to change. Let's talk about some signs that you might be in a toxic relationship. If it feels bad, more often than not, if you're constantly braced for what's next or what now, if you feel like there's no need to ask for what you want because you won't get it anyway, if there's no real effort to change, you're only getting lip service from your partner. Oh, I'll change, but you never see that happening. If it feels like work, love, and compromise is one-sided, that could be a toxic relationship. If you feel like you can't say no to your partner, if you feel like there's a scorecard being kept, if you feel like you're in the relationship alone, those are all signs of a toxic relationship. And abuse of any kind, verbal, emotional, physical, sexual, any type of abuse is definitely a toxic relationship. Some other things you might see are passive-aggressive behaviors. It may feel like nothing ever gets resolved. Your partner is always overwhelmed, no matter what you're going through or how you've tried to help. You may have a lack of privacy or unwarranted distrust. Notice I said unwarranted distrust, okay? It's a toxic relationship if it's unwarranted. If you know that you've done something to create distrust, not the same thing. You may experience lying by omission or commission. Things just don't make sense or they don't add up. But then there's no real answer. You just get deflection or distraction, like tears. Tears are a huge distraction, okay? A huge deflection away from what's really going on. Don't fall for the okie doke. Your partner may not offer any input. They may not ask for any input. They may not accept any input. Apathy, I mentioned before. If your partner is apathetic and just kind of existing in the relationship like a bump on a log, that's a toxic relationship. They are not engaged. They are not participating. A partner who holds grudges could be a toxic partner. And then a partner who's overly dependent on you. That's a toxic relationship, because that is someone who is draining, okay, of financial resources, emotional resources. And we'll talk more about that, how they use that to manipulate you. But overdependence, that could be toxicity. Again, don't get that confused with a partner who genuinely needs you from time to time, but then has your back at other times, so that you know they can carry the relationship when you can't. Totally different, okay? So I know some of you are probably looking at this video like, what the? Yeah.